Alright, so I'm just going to try and explain the Dooku stuff really quickly. So Zach and I have gathered a ton of data looking at current golds, PBs, old golds, and then a bunch of tests that I did. And we have determined how to get the fast cycles that sometimes randomly occur. And we've also kind of figured out a way to pre-fire some of the slashes. So basically how this started was me trying to look for that. I wasn't really necessarily trying to solve the fast cycles. And as you can see, in the first test I did, I got these times for all the slashes. And then these are current golds from these 4 people. And you can see they are considerably slower than this. And then I even figured out a few ways to get much faster slash ones, and then some even faster later slashes. So you can see 0.538, Cianor has the current CG, and his slash 1 is a full half a second slower than this slash 1, which is a lot of time. So even if you're not getting a fast cycle, you can still save a lot with that. But how to get the fast cycle? So if we do a little comparison, I guess. Let me open up Zach's gold and then the 4th test I did. So it basically has to do with Dooku's positioning after each slash, right? So you can't get a fast cycle on cycle 1. If you'll notice, everyone's cycle 1s are pretty much the exact same time. But you can get a fast cycle 2 and 3. So if we look at Dooku's positioning after Zack slashes him, or rather after Dooku gets up. If I advance frame by frame here, you can see he actually doesn't really move his feet at all and just does a little spin. And just let me show it in real time real quick as well. Just kind of does that spin, right? And if we watch this cycle, we can see it's considerably faster than what this one is going to be. So you see Dooku actually, once he gets up, he actually has to walk back to the center. So he still does his spin, but he has to walk back to the center. So if you see him walk back, you know you're not getting the fast cycle. You're just getting the normal one. And you can see that this cycle is considerably slower than the one that Zach gets in his current gold. So how do you get the fast cycle consistently? It is pretty hard, and it is actually possible to get fast cycles in both, as we can see in test 8 here. So basically I've created a setup that you can use to pre-fire the first slash and also attempt to get a fast cycle 2. It kind of starts with putting Obi-Wan right here. You can see there's like the circles on the ground. You want to put them on like the bottom left of this one, and then kind of in between these two. So that way you can see when Dooku starts his force field, Obi-Wan is actually on the very edge of it, but he's not close enough to where he's going to get force pushed back. So once this starts happening, I just hold straight up with Obi-Wan. That way he walks into that right away, and then you can just keep holding up, and you're not going to get hit by this, right? And so the best way to try and attack Dooku without pushing him back enough to where he's going to have to walk back is to slash him as early as possible. So that's why you kind of want to pre-fire this as well. So you can see here, I pre-fired it enough to where I just hit him too fast. Not too fast, but fast enough where his position is not going to move, and he's going to do that twirl. Kind of paused there, so it's kind of hard to see. But he just does the twirl right there. So I'm getting the fast cycle, right? And then here again, it's kind of hard to see with Obi-Wan's cape. But he just does that twirl again, and he doesn't move his feet. That's how you know you're getting a fast cycle. Let's check test 5, which gets a fast cycle 3, but not a fast cycle 2. I think we were just testing different methods here. So I was just testing like a normal ground slash. And you can see he doesn't move his feet right there. Oops. That was on the right one. Yeah, with this one, gets up, just does the twirl, doesn't move his feet. So you're getting a fast cycle like that. Kind of the issue with that method is that these slashes are much slower than these slashes. If we watch test 9 here, and that you can see again, Obi-Wan is kind of in that bottom left part of this circle and kind of in between these. Just outside of the circle, and then you just start holding up. Does the twirl and doesn't move his feet, so you're getting a fast cycle. That one he had to move up a little bit. Yeah. So that's pretty much the Dooku stuff. And then kind of what I was doing for the pre-fires for non-fast cycles. So I was doing that same setup for cycle 1. And then as soon as I landed, I was kind of like... Or I guess you would have to check if Dooku moves or not first. So I'd go 1, 2, 3, and then I would hit it again. And I kind of do it a little slow, but this was my first test. So 1, 2, 3, then you'd hit it again. And then you can go again. But you would ideally want to do it a little faster than that. Because you can see on that second slash I got a 0.88, but I've gotten a 0.67 on the second slash before. So, yeah. But that is the Dooku stuff in a nutshell.